Dear students, welcome to the lecture on torque and its types. So in today's lecture, we would see what is a torque, what are the different types of torques. So before moving on to this lecture, I would like to show a small animation of torque. So please watch so that you can understand this lecture better.
Thinking. How it's moving circular. It's moving because of torque. From torque, moment or moment of force. See the terminology below, is the tendency of a force to rotate an object about an axis, fulcrum, or pivot. Just as a force is a push or a pull, a torque can be thought of as a twist to an object. Mathematically, torque is defined as the cross product of force and the lever arm distance, which tends to produce rotation.
So hope you got an idea of what is a torque. So what is a torque? Torque is a force which causes an object to rotate about an axis, or it is a twisting force that tends to cause rotation. So torque is basically a force which causes movement. So it is measured by two parameters, force and the distance to which the force has moved. The point where the object rotates is called the axis of rotation. So here you can see a pointer. So if the pointer moves from one deflection to other, so it is because of torque. So what are the different types of torque? So the first torque we are going to see is deflecting torque. So what is a deflecting torque? It is an operating torque. It is also called as an operating torque because it helps in deflection. So you have a pointer here. So when you apply current, the pointer moves. So current, the input is a current, and because of some mechanical force, the pointer moves from zero position to another position, or from one position to another position. So that is why it is called as an operating force. So the system producing the deflecting force is called as a moving system. So deflecting torque is produced due to the effects of magnetic, heating effects, thermal effects, electrostatic force, electrostatic effects. So what is electrostatic effect? It is because of electricity. Induction effect. What is induction effect? Induction effect is caused because of the bonding of electron. And Hall effect. So Hall effect, you would know, it is because of electric current. When electric current is passed through a coil, magnetic field is produced perpendicular to the direction of electric current. So we call that as Hall effect. So based on all these effects, deflecting torque is produced. So deflecting torque basically converts electric current to deflecting force. So I told you, when you give input as an electric current or electric energy, when a current is given as an input, the pointer moves from zero position to another position because of mechanical force. So thus deflecting torque acts as a prime mover which is responsible for the deflection of the pointer. So in simple words, we can say deflecting torque or an operating torque is caused because of the rotation of a pointer. So the next torque which you are going to see is controlling torque. So this controlling torque is also called as restoring torque. So why it is called so, I will say this at the end of the slide. So it is an indicating instrument in which the current deflection of the pointer is directly proportional to the magnitude. So you can see the pointer is showing some magnitude 2. So the current value of the pointer is directly proportional to the magnitude, that is 2. This is equal and opposite to the deflection force to make the deflection of pointer definite to a particular magnitude of current. So what does it mean? So when I have a deflecting torque, the pointer moves from zero position to another position. So you can see because of the deflecting force, the pointer has moved from 0 to 2. But what does the controlling torque do? the controlling torque gives the equal and opposite force to control your deflecting torque. So what would happen if there is no controlling force or controlling torque? The pointer would overshoot or move to a final or exceeding value. So you can see the exceeding value is above 5. So if there is no controlling torque or controlling force, then the pointer would not be in a particular position proportional to the current, but instead it will move or overshoot to the maximum value. So this controlling force or controlling torque is the one which balances the pointer to the correct value or correct magnitude of current. So in the absence of controlling torque, what will happen? The pointer will overshoot beyond the final value and the value would be indefinite. So the controlling torque also does another operation. So when the input current is removed, what happens? This pointer should move back to 0. So this controlling torque makes this pointer to move back to 0. So this is the other reason, or this is the other function of controlling torque. So that is why it is called as restoring torque. So what do you mean by restoring torque? It restores, the pointer restores to its original value. So that is why this particular torque is called as controlling torque or restoring torque. So why it is called as controlling torque? Because you give a force equal and opposite to the deflecting force to make the pointer to be in a particular value or particular value proportional to the input current. And why it is called as restoring torque? Because when the input value or the input current is removed, it is again going back to the value 0. So that is why it is called as restoring torque. So controlling torque is otherwise called as restoring torque because of these two reasons. And this controlling torque is controlled by control springs. So far we have seen about deflecting torque. So deflecting torque is the one which makes the pointer to move, and controlling torque is the one which makes the pointer to be in a definite point or in a definite state, and it also restores the value to 0 when the input is removed. And the last one is damping torque. So this damping torque is very, very important because when the controlling torque is removed, it has to immediately fall to 0. So what naturally happens is, so because of the damping effect, so this pointer moves back to 0 and it moves to the value. So it keeps oscillating. So if there is no damping, if there is a damping torque, then this damping torque will make the pointer to move, to stay in the exact position, that is 0. If the damping effect is there, if there is no damping torque, then what will happen? The pointer will keep oscillating beyond the 0 value and the final state value. And it keeps oscillating and you cannot fix the pointer to one definite point. So the pointer comes to rest when the deflecting force is controlling force. So when the deflecting and controlling force are controlled by systems which have an inertia, the moving system cannot come to rest immediately, but it overshoots or swings. So when the deflecting force is more, the pointer moves towards the overshoot value. And when the controlling force is more, then it moves beyond, it moves further beyond the 0 value. So what does the damping torque do? It avoids oscillation and makes the pointer to fix to 0, or it makes the pointer to settle 0 immediately. So often we give extra forces so that the oscillation time will not be more and we can take the readings immediately. So if there is no damping torque, what will happen? So if there is no damping torque, then the pointer keeps oscillating and it will take lot of time to note the readings. So that is why we give extra effects to have this damping torque so that the pointer comes or settles at 0 immediately. So these are the different types of torques in a measurement system. Hope this lecture is helpful, and this particular lecture is taken from the first textbook, A.K. Sahani. Thank you.